Welcome to our B2B news. I'm Lotus.
I'm Sunny.
Today we will put more emphasis on Malaysian agricultural sector from 2001 and 2020.
Lotus, do you think that it is important for Malaysia that the contribution to the agricultural sector? Can you explain this to us?
Yes, as a basic industry in Malaysia, agriculture is definitely important for our country. Rubber, palm oil, rice, as well as cocoa are our main cash crops. The development of country has made a lot of contributions to the growth of GDP, employment, and export. As can be seen from the chart, after development, after independent economy underwent a diversification, after contribution declined, but it still took up a considerable proportion. Next is to ensure food security, as the increase in Malaysian population and the decrease in our arable land, and there are still a growing number of foreign people come to Malaysia. The demand of our food is increasing rapidly. The self-sufficiency of rice is approximately 70%. Most of our rice depends on import. Therefore, food security is extremely important. While the good news is the self-sufficiency level in most of our food commodity is going up since 2000. The last point is increasing the per capita income of rural people and reduce the imbalance in urban-rural development. Although there are still numerous people living under poverty line, if the gap between rural people and urban people broadening all the time, and the research a certain level, it must be a big threat for our national stability. So Malaysia must attach great importance to the development of agriculture. Well, now let's look at our special reporter Guolan to interview our Malaysian agriculture expert, Dr. Liu.
Okay, thank you, Qinghe. Hello, Dr. Liao. As you can see in this picture, agriculture's contribution to the employment rate is decreasing. In 2000 yet, it's 60. In 2005, it's 12.9. In 2008, it's only 12. In 2009, it's also 12. So what is the reason for this phenomenon?
In my opinion, there have two reasons. The first one is development of mechanized production in the agriculture. We put more and more machine in the agriculture, so we need less laborers. Another reason is less and less people are willing to be agricultural workers, because maybe they think it's not better for them to choose to be agricultural workers, because there is a modern socials, and I think if the factor will sure be a agricultural worker is a better choice.
Okay, and what are you thinking about this phenomenon?
In my view, it's good for us to invest the technology to develop agriculture. But however, it doesn't mean we need less worker in agriculture. It just means we need less worker in product. But we need more workers of socials, and we need to pay more attention to technology of the agriculture. I think it's better for our country agriculture development. Thank you.
Okay, let's welcome our lovely presentation that's coming to the advertisement time.
I'm an open mind.
Excuse me?
You should give up the CPO.
Why me?
You are the one year student.
No?
I don't want to.
The public access competition is now beginning. Thank you. Now come back to our B2B news, and we will continue the agricultural problems, and let's turn the slide to the interview, please.
Okay, welcome back. Dr. Liao, in this agricultural land used for major cross picture, we can see that oil palm land has been increasing. In 2000 years, it's 3,377. In 2005, it's 4,049. In 2010 years, it's 4,555. What is the reason for this phenomenon?
I think there have three reasons. The first one is the world demand of the palm oil is very huge, and there have a second where has the demand, where has production. So it's the first reason. The second reason is onion pan is a kind of expect high eating groups, and the price has been risen at 2009. And the final reason I think is Malay is a good place for the onion pan to grow up, and it is a high yield. And I think there is reasons for this.
Okay, so what are you think about oil palm's development in future?
Every coin have two sides, right? So I think there is same to this. On the one hand, the high earning of the palm oil is benefit to Malay's economy, and it's a vital part of the export. And on the other hand, the most agricultural land of the oil palm is converted from natural filter, and as this result, it caused some controversy, such as the loose rainfall and food healthy and biodiversity and CPR and region economic development, so that we set up the RSPO at 2004. This organization can expand the market share in the world and to help us to deal with the problem of the onion pan. So I think this is my view. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Liao.
Thank you for the interview of Bolan and Dr. Liao. Let's continue to our agricultural problems. And as we can see in this agricultural policy picture in Malaysia, it is from 1950 to 2010. And we focuses on that the National Agricultural Plan is, we can see that the NAP3 is focuses on making new ways, also in the biotechnology and sustainability and the new agriculture. Also, what's this? Let me discuss it. And this is all the objectives of the NAP3. The first, food security, and in order, why we do that is for that in order not to be threatened by some kinds of situations. The government has done a lot of things to make up these problems. The government took many measures to promote the quality of agricultural commodities so that Malaysians won't be lack of food. On the one hand, the government has paid high attention to import as well as cultivate the high-yielding crops. Enlarge the land of planting. On the other hand, the government also buy fertilizer from abroad and increase the usage amount. And to increase productivity and competitiveness, the government gave 3,500 ringgit to attract the young to develop the potential areas of agriculture in 2001. And also for the sustainability, it is important to be efficient utilization of natural resources. Besides, the government encourages the private companies and the government audit corporations to invest in agriculture so that the high technology can be recommended from abroad and then accelerate the development of agriculture.
Well, according to Sunny's previous introduction, we have known much more about the policy of Malaysian agriculture, but we are still confronted a variety of challenges and numerous difficulties need to be conquered, such as
what kind of challenges the Malaysia will face?
Well, the first problem is a tight labor market and the rising cost of production. As we all know, the fluctuation of product price is greatly related to the people's living qualities for most families. The next issue is shrinking acreage of land under agriculture. As I said before, there is a decrease in our arable land. We have to tackle the problem between land and our agricultural output. And the last one is low productive and low income. I think this issue is quite similar to last problems.
So, to face with these challenges, Lotus said, and the direction of Malaysia in the near future must be set as below. The first one is mechanical producing, and in order to keep the sustainable of agriculture and reduce the population of rural people. And that's why we need to be mechanical producing. And the second step is to adopt advanced technology to produce so that it can promote the quantity per acreage of crops. The third is to enhance the control to the product's quality so it can catch up with the requirements of consumers. And the fourth, the finally one, is to set up the system of agricultural commodities selling. Because Malaysia is a tropical country and it makes the expiry dates of agricultural products much shorter. So it's difficult to save our food, and so it is why we necessary to do it like that, to set up the system. And that's all for our B2B news today. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.